A wise man once said, "The one is healed from suffering only by experiencing it to the fullest." So I'm back to Dark Souls 2 to act as your discount back alley tour guide. This time I brought you a weapon that you've never heard of, an OP elemental shield, and something a bit saucy for the boys. So I won't waste any more time. Let's get into 5 more secrets you missed in Dark Souls 2. The pickaxe is a weapon that I almost guarantee you have never used before because 1, it's shit, and 2, the way you get it is so convoluted that it's like one of those old Call of Duty Zombies tutorials on how to get the ray gun every time. Well, back to business. So first you want to kill all the enemies at the royal campsite except for the pigs. Whatever you do, do not kill the pigs as they are important for later. Now just move forward and kill all the enemies until you get to this room. And then I'd recommend using a bow to kill all the wizards because they're a bunch of pieces of shit and we're gonna need to go down there. But don't go down there now because you can't get back out once you do. Just return to the pigs and then aggro them and make them follow you. Using the red eye ring can make this easier. We now just need the pig to follow us down and then we can head over to this room that leads to the area's boss. And then it will dig up these mushrooms and the pickaxe will be left on the floor. One of the few failings of Elden Ring was the failure to bring back the iconic mimic from the Dark Souls trilogy. In my opinion, mimics peaked in Dark Souls 2, as they're properly spread out as to not become predictable. In Dark Souls 2, there are 2 types of mimics, wooden chest ones and metal chest ones. Now if I asked you what would mimics be weak towards, you might think, well, fire, because fire is the 3rd worst thing for wood behind termites and fuel air explosives. And while you're right about the wooden chest mimics, what about the metal chest? As everyone knows that unless we're talking about lithium-ion batteries, then metal isn't that flammable. FromSoft thought of this and adjusted the metal chest mimics accordingly, and now they're weak against lightning. Shields with a 100% elemental resist are pretty rare, and even with infusions you'll have to carry around multiple shields if you want to have full coverage. You can fix this with a single shield, the Rebel's Great Shield, which starts with an impressive 90 resist in most elements, but has the lowest physical resist of all Great Shields at 70. Once you infuse this shield, you can achieve 100% resistance to any element by infusing the shield with the corresponding element. The reason you missed this shield is probably because of where it's found, which is in the fiery pit in the Forest of Fallen Giants. You can get down here by either grabbing this random key from the Iron Keep and somehow knowing what it's for, or by just dropping down with the Silver Cat ring. For the lore nerds out there, this shield belonged to Rain before his exile after Velstadt beat his ass for simping for a goth girl. The shield also comes with the key item that you need to start the Crown of the Old Iron King DLC. Who is Pharos, and what is a lockstone? This is something that many players have asked, but what matters is that you can use them to activate Pharos contraptions. There are many Pharos lockstones across Drangleic, but one in particular is rather interesting, and it's found deep in the earth in the Black Gulch. Here we find the final evolution of the vestibule colloquially known as an orphanage, the Rotten. The Rotten embraces all, and he provides sanctuary for things unwanted or tossed away, much like how Reddit provides a sanctuary for all sorts of unwanted and tossed away victims of the Dunning-Kruger effect. You get the Pharos Lockstone by cutting off the Rotten's left arm, which you may also notice that guy up there on his shoulder, and that might be the body of Pharos the Vagabond himself, but that's just an unconfirmed fan theory. Just be sure not to waste this lockstone on turning on a water fountain or something. The Tides of Judgment are a part of the Judgment set, which is just a renamed version of the Black set from Dark Souls 1. You can get the Tides of Judgment from either farming the Dark Lurker at the bottom of Drangleic Castle, or with the rest of the set at the Dragon Shrine. All you need to get it from the Dragon Shrine is a Pharos Lockstone. What makes the Tides special? Is it a high damage resistance to certain elements? No. Is it a cool special passive effect that makes them worth grabbing? No again. What makes these tights special is their effect on the player's character model. I'll give you a second and see if you can spot the difference. Well, there really isn't much left to say, but when you put these on, your character gets caked up. I mean, holy shit. So this one was for the boys who want a little something to admire while suffering through Dark Souls 2. So those were just a few more secrets in Dark Souls 2 that I thought were pretty neat. I've been trying some new content recently, and I just wanted to get a bit of a spark of creativity. But some of my more usual content will be on the way soon. I always love hearing from you guys, and I read every comment, so feel free to let me know how you feel or if you guys have any ideas that you'd like to see. So thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day. Peace.